This is the Boston Celtics newsfeed on CLNS. Today is Monday, April 9th, 2018. My name is Matt Genak, reporting for CLNS Media, the leading online provider of audio-visual coverage for the Boston Celtics. Today's episode of the newsfeed is sponsored by 4hims.com. Why do guys turn to weird solutions or do absolutely nothing when they can turn to medicine and science to address health problems? We're thrilled about 4hims.com because it is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. Head on over to 4hims.com/CLNS and get a trial month for just $5 while supplies last. Just go to forhims.com/CLNS. That's 4hims.com/CLNS. The 54-26 Boston Celtics enjoy an off day today as the team can see the home stretch of the regular season just around the corner with only 2 games remaining. The team will be in Washington on Tuesday and be back in Boston on Wednesday for their first round matchups, games 1 and 2, and the Brooklyn Nets on Wednesday night, game 82 of the season. While the matchups for the 2018 playoffs still have to play out, there is some certainty. Boston will be the second seed this playoff season and will hold home court against every opponent but Toronto. As of today, there is a 58% chance, according to StatsCast, that the Milwaukee Bucks will come to Boston next week for the opening round. The Bucks, Heat, and Wizards are all within contention to play Boston, and at this point in the season, teams may be gunning to play the Celtics instead of the streaking 76ers or LeBron James in the first round. Without Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, and potentially Marcus Smart, many teams in the East see Boston as a potential favorable suitor to penetrate through the top 4 teams in the East. The rest of the East sees Boston as a wounded animal that can be taken advantage of throughout the playoffs. However, the Celtics are a team built to fight adversity and provide endless solid players to throw at opposing teams. In recent games, the emergence of Jabari Bird and Semi Ojeley's offensive confidence has impressed many outside of New England. Although Bird cannot play in the playoffs unless someone like Abdul Nader was cut, the young core of Boston will make or break them come playoff time. 12 points per game on 75% shooting the last 2 games has highlighted potentially another solid draft pick for Danny Ainge. Under Al Horford's command and leadership, the young and semi-playoff Green Celtics will be challenged early and often as teams will have confidence with Boston missing 2 All-Stars. However, Boston will also have confidence. Terry Rozier will be running the show for Boston's often stagnant offense, but has surged in that role. We once had a playoff Rajon Rondo tear through the Eastern Conference. Could it be Scary Terry's time? We don't know just this second, but we may in just over a week's time. Remember, as a starter, Terry has averaged 16 points, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds this season to go along with 40% three-point shooting. Not too bad for someone who has been written off countlessly throughout his career. As the Greens set their eyes on a handful of potential playoff foes, the starters heading into next week will most likely shape out to include Rozier, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and a combination of Aaron Baines and Marcus Morris depending on matchups. That group, to go along with hopefully a finally fully healthy Greg Monroe, Shane Larkin, and Marcus Smart, can shake opposing teams. The playoffs are a different animal and defensive schemes are more thoughtful and elaborate this time of year. But Boston has been able to outwork many teams on many given nights this regular season, but buckets are going to become a priority for the Celtics team, who has constantly struggled to score without a ball-dominant guard since arguably before Rondo was even drafted in 2006. Let us not forget it took Kelly Olynyk outscoring John Wall in Game 7 of the East Semis last year to push Boston over the edge. When Isaiah Thomas couldn't go, Boston would stutter. When Kyrie can't go, who's going to step up? The Celtics will coast through today as the mental preparation soon begins for what will hopefully be a long and successful 2018 playoff run. The Greens' playoff destiny is not up to them, as all we and the team can do now is wait and see how the bottom of the bracket strains out over the next week. That wraps things up today for this episode of the Boston Celtics newsfeed. Remember to always keep it locked on to @CLNS Media on Twitter and subscribe to the Celtics newsfeed on both iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS Media Network mobile podcast app. Till next time, this has been Matt Genak with the Boston Celtics newsfeed.